and welcome to Eagle News International Australia Oceania. I am Echo Ortaleza-Quinola from Port Moresby, bringing you stories from Australia, New Zealand, and Papua New Guinea. For the headlines: Air Niugini reopens international flights bound to Manila. Gold Coasters flock to Coolangatta for Queen's birthday with coronavirus conquered. Townsville deploys hundreds of e-scooters in CBD for local transport. Foreign diplomats triumphs over hot city council officials in football tournament. Aussie Pinoy ventures into ready-made meals market. And Tauranga City offers best attractions and activities amidst pandemic. To begin, here are the latest updates on COVID-19 across the three countries as of last week. Australia's Department of Health has recorded slightly over 27,000 cases to date. Over the weekend, more than 40 new cases were documented, with 82 cases acquired locally and 37 acquired overseas. An estimate of more than 250 active cases are being monitored as of this time. New Zealand, on the other hand, recorded 2 new cases on the weekend as per their Ministry of Health, making their total cases to more than 1,500. There are 41 active cases accounted, while the confirmed and probable cases remains at the almost 2,000 mark. Meanwhile, here in Papua New Guinea, the Health Ministry recorded 7 active cases, with 3 new cases accounted and more than 500 recovered. Now to our first story. After half a year of ceased operations, Papua New Guinea's national airline, Air Niugini, has reopened, allowing overseas Filipino workers to fly back home. With COVID-19 restrictions in place, however, only 2 flights can be accommodated per month. Let's hear more from our correspondent here in Port Moresby, Angeline Ribuya. Angeline?
Papua New Guinea's national airline, Air Niugini, is now open for the overseas Filipino workers to fly back home after almost half a year of discontinued operations.
Good news for our kababayans. Air Niugini's round-trip flights from Port Moresby to Manila may now be availed by those who wish to catch a flight and go back home. However, flights are scheduled only twice a month. The airline continues to monitor the COVID-19 situation with the issuing of many travel advice, restrictions, and updated policies to ensure passenger safety. The health protocols in Port Moresby and Manila are very similar. Upon arrival at the destination, a swab test is conducted by the Bureau of Quarantine. Those found positive for COVID-19 will be deployed to a government-designated quarantine facility or alternatively to assigned quarantine hotels. On the other hand, travelers who are negative will be allowed to carry on to their destinations but must strictly undergo a 14-day isolation in their respective homes or in any appropriate local or provincial monitoring facility. Several Filipinos working in Port Moresby availed of their annual vacation and made it to the Philippines before the lockdown. They are very much looking forward to return to Papua New Guinea with the hope of continuing jobs with stability and security.
I'm very happy po that finally the government has relaxed some of the travel restrictions and Air Niugini has reopened international flights. Though it's a bit scary po to travel right now because of COVID, I feel very excited because reopening of international flight means reunion of hearts missing each other, and this is an opportunity to be with your loved ones once again. I can be home again. As a wise saying goes, home is where the heart is. And my family, especially my wife, is my home. And reopening of international flights means I can be home again.
Reporting from Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea, Angeline Mauricio Ribuya, Eagle News, we live in interesting times.
Thank you, Angeline. Indeed, a very encouraging news to our fellow Filipinos who wish to go back home. In Australia, the locals in Gold Coast, Queensland have much to celebrate as the Sunshine State's popular beach tourist destination is finally free from COVID-19. To commemorate the city's success, residents took advantage of the long weekend and enjoyed a well-deserved day out with their families. Eagle News correspondent Diego Madriano from Gold Coast will fill us with more details. Diego?
Gold Coast locals rejoice upon hearing the news that for the first time in almost 6 months, the popular beach tourist destination is finally COVID-19 free. With the last cases occurring on May 10th, a second wave after initially beating the first wave, strict daily regulations, a careful and steady approach, and the persistence and patience of the public, the city has once again eradicated coronavirus. The state of Queensland now only records 5 active cases since September 30. However, 3 healed overnight and the other 2 are in hotel quarantine. In celebration of the city's success, people took advantage of the long weekend from October 2nd to October 4th and enjoyed a day out with family. One area that saw a particular influx of travelers not just from Gold Coast but around Queensland was Coolangatta, a 30-minute drive from Surfers Paradise offering beautiful beaches mirrored by streets lined with eating places and clubs. Talabudgera Beach was also another popular spot during the Queen's birthday, with many Gold Coast residents enjoying a day of swimming in the pristine water, relaxing on the soft white sand, or wakeboarding between the adjacent coasts.
Since we heard the news that Gold Coast is already COVID-free zone, we are happy and relieved at the same time, but we're still cautious about practicing the social distancing and still aware of what we need to do as a citizen or residents of Gold Coast. And at the same time, we are free to go wherever we go. And actually last weekend, we were able to go to the beach and spend time with my family and friends as well.
Gold Coast is in high spirits after their successful campaign against the coronavirus. However, other parts of Australia have yet to completely recover. New South Wales, the state bordering Queensland, reported 3 new cases last week, with 6 more reported in Victoria and 1 in Western Australia. Although the global infection statistics and constant fear of a sudden resurgence of the coronavirus weighs heavily in the hearts of the public, Australians are rejoicing knowing that the worst is behind us, and with continued support and the combined effort of all of our citizens, a hopeful future is not too far off into the distance. Reporting from Gold Coast, Australia, Diego Madronio, Eagle News, we live in interesting times.
Many thanks, Diego, for the update. It is really a well-deserved celebration for the city of Gold Coast. Still in Australia, 250 bright orange e-scooters have been placed around Townsville's central business district. It is truly a creative way to take in the sights, smell, and sounds that the city has to offer. Driver safety is ensured as the scooters are equipped with the state-of-the-art features built for this purpose. Our correspondent, Morgan Goodfellow from Townsville, has more on this story. Morgan?
As of the 26th of September, 250 bright orange Neuron e-scooters have been placed around Townsville's central business district and Strand areas, covering kilometres of sightseeing and adventure for locals and tourists alike. Townsville is the second city in Queensland, joining Brisbane to take part in Neuron's innovative idea of e-scooters. In Brisbane, within only 2 weeks of having their share of the mobility e-scooters, they were able to accumulate 50,000 trips. Having the e-scooters in Townsville's central business district would provide a very accessible transport option to attractions on the Strand, to the beautiful beaches along Palaranda, moving through the nightlife of Palmer Street, and to the recently built Queensland Country Bank Stadium. Townsville's Mayor Jenny Hill has expressed that the local police department have learnt lessons from other districts in addressing foreseeable crimes and will impose strict and considerable actions for any unlawfulness that are bound to happen. Booking by their application Neuron e-scooter sharing via the App Store or Google Play, locals and tourists are able to enjoy these mobility scooters to take them and their families out for an afternoon stroll or an early morning boardwalk. The scooters are rented and purposely built for safety, with state-of-the-art features such as controlled helmet lock, geo-fencing control, a 000 emergency button, voice guidance, toggle detection, and a follow my ride function. It costs $1 to unlock and will accumulate a further 38 cents for every minute used. There is also a subscription service that can be purchased called Neuron Passes for frequent riders, offering a 3-day pass for $25, a weekly pass for $33, or a monthly pass for $89. Users will only be able to use the scooters for a maximum of 90 minutes per day.
Alright, is it easy to operate?
Yeah, they're not too bad. They're pretty simple for the throttle and brakes. Nice and easy. Just about everyone uses them.
I think they're a great efficient way of transport to get around the Strand, and they're good fun for the kids and for all family members of the family.
Awesome. And how long have you been riding for today?
I've actually been riding for 20 minutes. Yeah, not that long at all, but before then I actually had a 3-day pass because I love it that much.
To ensure COVID safety, the company providing the Neuron e-scooter has been asked to make sure their equipment, along with the scooter itself, are regularly cleaned and that usage of their scooters are tracked to record contact tracing, complying with Queensland Government's Health Department's policy. Reporting from Townsville, Australia, Morgan Goodfellow, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thanks for that, Morgan. Townsville CBD will never be the same with this recent development. After the break, we will hear the story of a football tournament between foreign diplomats and hot city council officials in New Zealand. Plus, there's a new player in the ready-made meals market ventured by a Filipino Australian. And it's time to explore the best attractions and activities that New Zealand's Taonga City offers amidst pandemic season. All these stories when Eagle News International Oceania returns. Stay tuned.
Events happen around us all the time, in our community, in our country, around the world. Events that affect people, move communities, or simply inspire us. Interesting events that people need to know. In these interesting times, we continue to be a competent partner in delivering news about these events. Fast, accurate, balanced. Eagle News, because we live in interesting times.
Sino kaya ang magsushine sa kantahan? At sino din ang uuwing luhaan? Ang sigurado, magiging bahagi ako nito bilang hurado sa singing category. Ako po si Vina Morales. Kita-kits tayo sa pinakabago at pinakamalaking talent competition on Philippine TV. Tagisan ng Galing Part 2. Only here on Net 25.
Welcome back. You are watching Eagle News International Oceania. In New Zealand, the Lower Hutt Multicultural Tournament is an annual football event embracing diversity through physical sports activities. Friendships were forged and camaraderie flourished as members of the Diplomatic and Hutt City Council battled as competing football teams. To know who emerged triumphant this year, Eagle News correspondent Greg Besa has the updates. Greg?
The Hutt City Community Football Tournament is a way of celebrating while promoting unity amidst cultural diversity in Hutt City, also known as the City of Lower Hutt. This beautiful and inclusive city is the 7th largest city in New Zealand and a home of peoples from various cultural backgrounds. One of the highlights of this year's tournament is the game between foreign diplomats and Hutt City Council officials. Officially known as Lower Hutt Multicultural Tournament, this annual football event highlights the diversity of culture in the city by encouraging communities from various cultural backgrounds to participate and play football, one of the popular recreation sports in New Zealand. It is mainly hosted by the Hutt Multicultural Council in partnership with the Hutt City Council, Philoros Trust and Sports Zone, and Dominos Pizza.
I've been organizing this tournament for the last 6 years. It's the 7th year. We are organizing this as actually sports is a culture, and our aim is to promote different culture in the Lower Hutt or in Wellington region.
This year's football tournament was held under COVID-19 Alert Level 1, wherein there were no size limits on attendance and physical distancing required. And for the first time since its beginning in 2017, the tournament included a friendly game between foreign diplomats based in Wellington region and Hutt City Council officials. Philippine Ambassador Jesus Domingo initiated the organizing of the diplomatic team named as the Wellington Diplomatic Corps Football Club, which is composed of diplomats from Cuba, France, Hungary, Malaysia, Peru, Saudi Arabia, Solomon Islands, Timor-Leste, and Vietnam. All team members, along with Ambassador Domingo, who acted as a team manager, expressed their excitement to play in the tournament.
We finally have it here, a friendly match with Hutt City Council here on October 4. So, we were able to do 2 rounds of practice, so it's all for fun. And ultimately, our job as diplomats is to build stronger relations with our host country. And football is all about diplomacy, building great relations.
This is our first official match as the diplomatic corps team in Wellington. So it's an obligation to win.
Lovely that we could get together and enjoy a football match. And it's been a long time I haven't played, but I take a chance.
Participate in Lower Hutt Council's event here, just first to exercise and also get to know with the locals here. So very good to involve the diplomatic.
On the other hand, the Hutt City Council team included Mayor Campbell Barry, city councillors, and other officials. The mayor himself was also thrilled to play the game against the diplomatic team.
Oh, it's great to be here on the Hutt Rec today, here in Lower Hutt, on a beautiful sunny afternoon, and yeah, it's fantastic. Looking forward to getting out on the field with the Hutt City Council team against the Ambassadors, and it should be a good clash.
As both teams played with their hearts out, it was evident that members of the Wellington Diplomatic Corps Football Club have more experience in playing the game. After several minutes of running, dribbling, hustling, and scoring, the diplomatic team won the game resoundingly. The trophy for the winning team was sponsored by the Embassy of Nepal in Australia and the Non-Resident Nepali Association in New Zealand. But at the end of the day, the game was not only about winning. After all, it fostered friendship and camaraderie between and among members of the diplomatic and Hutt City Council football teams. From the Hutt Recreational Ground in Lower Hutt, this is Greg Bessa of Eagle News New Zealand Bureau. We live in interesting times.
Many thanks, Greg. It's definitely a great way to celebrate diversity through sports. During the peak stages of COVID-19, many found it difficult to obtain groceries that they needed. Others have a very fast-paced lifestyle and just simply do not have the time to purchase necessities. But a Filipino-Australian sought opportunity to create ready-made meals prepared and delivered to the customers' doorsteps. Our Sydney correspondent, Carla Cruz, has the full story. Carla?
Virus crisis has seen a big increase in the demand for ready-made meals to be delivered to our homes. Consumers are spoilt for choice with a variety of options available from the touch of your phone. One of those offering convenience is Milestone Meals. This prepared meal delivery service is a one-person Sydney business owned and run by Aussie Filipino Rainiel Avendaño.
A typical day for me is I start 6 o'clock in the morning doing preparations, marinating, cooking stuff in the oven, smoking, and I finish around 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night.
Wow.
So it's one big day for me, just depending how many orders, usually around the 300 meals I make.
It was a natural step for Rainiel to take, who started the business after encouragement from his friends.
Before I started the business, I've been doing prep meals for myself for 8 years with my friends. And one day they asked me, "Oh, would you like to sell some food from you?" So like, "Yeah, sure." So this is where Milestone started, from these guys.
A trained chef specializing in meat and seafood, the menu on offer by Milestone Meals is based on his travels around the world and personal appetite.
How I decided to put food on the menu is the way I want to crave food. So my cravings, it decides the way the menu is written. There's some stages I'm craving butter chicken. So I cook it the way how the Indians taught me how to make it.
Like all those in the hospitality industry, the impact of COVID-19 has been felt strongly by Rainiel and his small business venture.
So how COVID affected me, I lost my prior job because of COVID, and it's been very slow. But now, since COVID's starting to lower down its rate of infection, it's starting to pick up. People are going out. People are starting to go to work, so they're bringing food to their work, eating more outside. So, yeah.
As the orders begin to come through again, Chef Rainiel is in the process of cooking up more exciting stuff.
With Master Meals, I'm hoping to put up a new website coming soon, and putting apps and doing a little bit more pop-ups. So I'll be selling food through stores, through shops, and all that kind of stuff.
So before those COVID kilos creep up, remember there are healthy alternatives in the market, so you can flatten your own curve when your time poor. Reporting from Sydney, Australia, Carla Cruz, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Many thanks for that, Carla. That story is genuinely motivating. Let's head on to the island country, New Zealand. As alert levels have eased, the citizens are able to travel again within the country. But how have the residents been embracing these changes? Let's go on an adventure around Tauranga City. Our correspondents, Francisca Espiritu and Joel Rivera, will take us there.
Hello everyone, I'm Francisca Espiritu.
I'm Joel Rivera.
And today we are going for an adventure because recent changes in alert levels in New Zealand have allowed New Zealand citizens to once again travel within the country. And we are standing in front of Tauranga Marina Harbour Bridge. Come on, let's go.
Let's go!
The Tauranga Marina Bridge is known as a popular spot for those willing to unwind by means of their hobby, which is fishing. However, this place is especially crowded in the summer times, as many kids will be spending their time swimming. The largest port of New Zealand can be seen from the Marina Bridge as it is situated in Tauranga, New Zealand. It is the largest port in the country, both in terms of total cargo volume and in terms of container throughput. In fact, many ships dock at Salisbury Wharf at the port of Tauranga, which is actually at the town of Mount Maunganui. From Tauranga Bridge Marina, you can also see the iconic mountain known as Mount Maunganui, or referred to by the locals as the Mount. This mountain plays significant historical values, which can be recognized throughout Maori mythology. But most importantly, you will be able to see the Tauranga Harbour Bridge, which refers to the two bridges that connect Tauranga to Mount Maunganui. A highlight of the Marina Bridge is the fact that the modern facility consists of 500 fully serviced marina berths. That's the reason many boats and yachts are parked here. However, that's not it, because the fact that the marina is located inside the Tauranga Harbour and is within 5 to 10 minute drive for both Mount Maunganui and the Tauranga City Shopping Centre, it opens different ways to spend time with family and friends and less time being bored. You can also visit Tauranga Art Gallery if you go to the Tauranga City Shopping Centre for potential photo shoot opportunities or just to relax and get creative ideas. There's so much opportunities to have fun that time passes by so quickly.
Exactly.
So we hope you had as much fun as we did, and we hope to see you next time. From Eagle News New Zealand Bureau, I'm Francisca Espiritu.
I'm Joel Rivera.
We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Francisca and Joel, for bringing us with you to beautiful Tarunga. And that closes today's program. Thank you for watching Eagle News International Australia Oceania. We'll be back next week as we share more stories from our bureaus across Australia, New Zealand, and Papua New Guinea. Visit our website on eaglenews.net and eaglenewslive.com. Follow us on twitter.com/eaglenews and on facebook.com/eaglenews. Stay safe, stay strong, and take care, everyone. From Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea, I am Echo Hortaleza Quinola, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Hi, I'm Mia Pangyarihan at samahan niyo kami dito sa Tagisan ng Galing Part 2. Who will win the bout and who will get out? Abangan niyo yan dito lang sa Part 2 ng Tagisan ng Galing dito sa Net25.
Innovation, digital disruption, globalization. Startups, micro, small, and medium enterprises, as well as large corporations, all face interesting challenges in the market today. Peek into the world of exciting opportunities and partnerships to drive growth with the latest business news and information. We are open for business. Join the conversations to create a more vibrant environment for entrepreneurship. Catch Open for Business every Saturday from 5 to 6 p.m. Open for Business, from vision to action.
Mga kababayan, tulad ng OFW, pag-asa at biyaya, ang gusto sa ibang bansa. Ang iba ay hindi swerte, bumalik ng walang wala. Hindi mo makikita, bakas ng pagluha. Ang Pilipino, simple lang ang gusto. Basta't may kwentuhan, tawanan at kantahan. Masasayang tao, mga OFW. Anumang problema ay kayang-kaya, kahit walang pera. Okay, saya, saya, okay, saya, saya. Tayo lahat ay masaya. Tumawa ng tumawa, dapat laging masaya. Buhay ay gaganda. Okay, saya, saya, okay, saya, saya. Tayo lahat ay masaya. Tumalong, sumigaw, kumanta, sumayaw. Tayo lahat kaya saya, saya. Okay, saya, saya, okay, saya, saya. Tayo lahat ay masaya. Tumawa ng tumawa, dapat laging masaya. Buhay ay gaganda. Okay, saya, saya, okay, saya, saya. Tayo lahat ay masaya. Tumalong, sumigaw, kumanta, sumayaw. Tayo lahat kaya saya, saya. Sumayaw tayong lahat kaya saya, saya.